What exactly makes Fernando Mendoza the number one draft prospect coming into the 2026 NFL draft? My friends, that's what we're looking at today. We're going to talk about it. Most importantly, we're going to get into the film room. We're going to break down just 5 plays of Mendoza this year. I want to show you guys what I think the scouts love about him, what I think the Raiders, of course, the team who has the number one pick, loves about him, and really what I think Mendoza can do at the NFL level with the talent he's shown us in college. Now, from a career standpoint, undefeated season, Heisman Trophy, Big Ten champion, national champion, all the playoff wins in there. I know he won a Rose Bowl, a Peach Bowl. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Now he has a chance to be the number one NFL draft pick. He would go to the Las Vegas Raiders if that were to happen. So, career-wise for Mendoza, all those accolades are great. Even the stats are pretty darn good, guys. 691 for 1,008. That's good for a 68% completion percentage. That's really good. If you're curious or if you're not certain, that's really darn good. 71 touchdowns, 22 interceptions, so a pretty good touchdown to INT ratio there as well. Without talking any further, let's go ahead. Let's get into the film room. Again, guys, today we're looking at what makes Fernando Mendoza the number one draft prospect coming into this 2026 draft. Let's do it. First touchdown from Mendoza, threading the needle. This is something he's done so well throughout his career. He does it here. We see him do it time and time again, and this is something NFL scouts absolutely love. It's being able to diagnose zone coverage. It's knowing when to throw the ball, but more importantly, where to throw the ball and how to place it. So let's go ahead. Let's play this thing. I want to show you guys really what Mendoza is going to be looking at here and what makes this, one, a good throw, besides the fact that he zips this thing into the perfect window, but 2 are his eyes. Okay, so his initial read is actually going to be Omar Cooper. We're going to get what's really almost like a double skinny post concept here from both Cooper and whoever number 7 is. I can't believe I can't remember. If it's not Becker, Surratt, or Cooper, I struggle with this team. But anyways, we're going to get 2 breaking in routes. So we're going to play this thing right off the bat. We get a little bit of man-to-man here, right? So it's going to be manned up here. We're manned up where we're trying to get to the running back, so scribbles are getting a little bit much. We're obviously manned up here. We're manned up here. But the biggest thing and our biggest key for Mendoza is going to be right here. This is my read. Whatever window he takes away, the next receiver is where I want to thread the ball. So that's exactly what he does here, okay? So we're going to see this linebacker drop right into this window that Omar Cooper wants to take. So that's X'd out. That's gone. But what that does then is it opens up this next window because, again, we're following here, right? So we're out of the picture. We can square that off. We have man-to-man coverage here, and that linebacker, again, is swayed to the other side. So this creates what will end up being the window right around this area now. Obviously, it's going to clear out. You're going to see this as I continue to play it here, okay? So, again, Mendoza, earlier, he's looking at this, right? He wants to hit Omar Cooper, but he knows, hey, he's dropping into there. He's going to come back to help. Well, now the beauty of this is, right, we clear out here. This is my window. We're going to zip this thing right where he's leaving now into this window. We're able to put enough juice on it to where we have man-to-man coverage. We zip it in. It's a beautiful catch. It's a beautiful throw from Mendoza. Great read. More importantly, it's great patience and awareness, understanding who's my read, where's my window, where can I complete this throw. Next play here that I want to show you guys. There's a lot going on to this. This is not only unbelievably good and smart awareness in terms of route running, but it's also just a great throw and a great read out of Mendoza. So I'm going to play this for you guys, but I want to keep this a little bit slow so I can kind of explain what we're looking at here. We're going to end up getting a cover 2 look. We're going to have one safety deep to this half. We're going to have our other safety drop deep to this half. What's going to end up happening is we're going to start to see everybody flow this way a little bit, and we open up a window in the middle of the field. So the number one key to know, or something that's, with keeping this as simple as I can, the best way to beat any kind of cover 2 is in the middle of the zone. In the middle of the football field is typically where you're going to find a window. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to play this just a little bit. I'm going to show you, right? So our safety drops. I want you to keep an eye on Omar Cooper here, okay? So like we stated, right? Deep half here, deep half here. There's a window right here in the middle of the field. However, Omar Cooper's running what looks to be a crossing route, right? Almost like a post or a slant. The thing is, we don't want to do that. We don't want to run this very abbreviated crosser to where we're running into the next zone, right? Because that's a really tough throw. With not as much field to layer this thing over him and under the safety, right? So over his head and under him, that's really difficult to do. So instead, what we're going to get is Mendoza's already looking right at this, right? He knows what he wants. He sees this safety is out of the picture. This safety's out of the picture. He's got a very, very tight throw. He can fit it into windows. He has a fast arm. So again, this is a beauty and an attribute that has him as one of the top prospects, the top prospect. But Omar Cooper also does a great job of thinning this route, right? So he's going to make his cut, but you're going to see him immediately thin this thing up to be able to allow Mendoza, who is very good at this, to thread this needle in between these two safeties. So again, we're going to play this thing. You guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Omar immediately, right, makes the cut, but we're thinning this thing up. We're not running into this zone. We're not running towards this safety. We're going up the field. And Mendoza just puts this thing absolutely where it needs to be. The anticipation's there. We're going to put this thing towards the back between the two safeties over the underneath the underneath defender. I mean, look at this throw. Just gorgeous. And they can't react in time. Everything about this. Great route, but also a great read. You can tell there's good chemistry there. And I think when Mendoza gets drafted and goes to wherever he goes, I think once he builds that chemistry, he is a very intelligent quarterback that if he has receivers that make those adjustments, or whether it comes from the play callers, will absolutely have success at the NFL level. Next up is ball placement, right? It's layering the ball. It's not always about how fast you can throw it, how hard you can throw it. Sometimes it's about the touch that you have. This thing is a beautiful touch. Now, I'm not going to show really the entire design of the play and the breakdown of the read on this one because we've just done that on the last two, right? Both in the red zone. Yet again, we're in the red zone here. What I really want you guys to know is just the ball placement that Mendoza puts on this thing. So 0 is our read, okay? And when we talk about layering footballs, the biggest thing to note when you have to layer a ball is if he comes down and we have a window where we can put it over his head, but essentially at this point underneath the boundary. Usually it would be, let's say the referee was our safety, right? Our window would be short of him, but over him. We don't want the underneath guy to be able to jump up and intercept it, but we also don't want our deep safety, or in this case, the boundary, to take our play away or take us out of the play. So as this develops, you're going to watch 0 in white here. As he starts to creep down, Mendoza's eyes, again, just a thing of beauty, right? Eyes are right on him. He's looking exactly where he wants. I think we got a little bit of like a head tilt here. We thought about this one. Not sure if 41 kind of scared us away. And obviously we can't see off to the left-hand side of the screen there of what's going on. But again, we're going to continue to watch this. At this point, Mendoza's made up his mind, hey, his depth, he's too shallow, right? He is way too shallow. I can layer this thing over his head with the right touch, but keep this shy of the boundary and put the ball where only my receiver can go get it. I mean, look at this throw, right? We're going to try to jump. There's no way we're going to make this play. Now, we do a good job of winning. We have enough separation where this corner really can't react in time. If anything, the corner actually overruns this, right? So we're going to see him almost run past the play. We didn't lead him perfectly. We didn't do anything special, but what we did was we put the right touch, but more importantly, we played a safe ball where only our guy could go get it. We thread this thing over the top. 7 goes up, makes a great play, inbounds. Absolute thing of beauty. Great touch from Mendoza on that throw. Let's talk about Fernando Mendoza's legs, right? We haven't talked about his legs yet at all. If you watched the national championship game, you're very aware that he can definitely run the football. He's got some athleticism to him. He's not just a pure pocket passer, although I do think that's his strength. I don't see him being a major threat with his legs. I think with the right offensive coordinator, though, they can absolutely be supplemented in well. All right, so here's just a standard read option here from Mendoza. So what you're going to have is we're going to fake the handoff here, or we give, but all of it is dependent upon the defensive end. So depending on what this defensive end does, if he bites down to follow the running back, we're going to see Mendoza pull this thing. We have block, and a safety that's really going to have to try and make the play. It's man-to-man coverage. We're following the motion. That's how we know it's man-to-man. It's exactly what you want in a read option. You can get around the defensive end. You have yourself a big play. Mendoza does this. Now, it's not necessarily a full-blown read option. It's really more of an RPO, which adds in another wrinkle, right? So now we have slant routes, and we're not as worried about our defensive end as we are what these corners are doing. Now, we got pretty decent coverage here. So even better, right? If we can get this kick-out block from 67, now that it's not entirely a run read option, right? We've added more of a run-pass option wrinkle into it, so we are going to block the defensive end. That's going to open this side of the field wide up. Right? Mendoza doesn't force anything. Instead, we actually get outside the defensive end, able to give him a little shimmy. We have the legs, we have the speed. We're going to get this thing around, turn it upfield, touchdown Indiana. Mendoza's got wheels, man. I'm telling you, he's got the IQ for it. He has enough athleticism. His legs can save third downs. They can make off-platform plays. They can get out of the pocket. They can maneuver around even in the pocket. It's a huge attribute that I think is commonly overlooked in Mendoza's game. Last play we're going to look at here, friends, and probably my favorite part of Fernando Mendoza's game is we've talked about his touch. We've talked about how well he can thread a needle, his IQ, his vision, all of these things. But his fade ball is just so pretty to me. His back shoulder fades are so good. Now, to be fair, a lot of teams gave them man-to-man coverage, but this is still a good thing to have. There is an art to throwing a back shoulder fade, 100%, without a doubt. We saw it in the national championship game. There was some incredible catches by Becker, but it's, again, a lot of credit goes to Mendoza for putting the ball where it needs to be. So let's get back to talking about this game here. We're going to get pretty much just a simple slot fade from Surratt. We're going to put this thing right towards the pylon. Crunch time, must have, right? Third quarter, big game. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful route. Don't get me wrong. And it's a great adjustment to the football. But when Mendoza places these balls, right, he looks this thing off to hold the safety. So if you guys watched, let me rewind it so I can show you what I'm talking about here. He's going to look this thing off from the get-go. So see, we're actually looking over here. We're going to look this safety off to get a little bit of hesitation to allow us to take this slot fade. I think this was a go ball from the moment that they broke the huddle. I don't think there was any doubt that this ball was going to Elijah Surratt. He does a great job off the jump. And Mendoza, man, anticipation, gorgeous throw towards the pylon, puts this thing in a 50-50 position where he trusts his receivers to go win it. I love the touch that he throws on these things. I could do an hour compilation of back shoulder fades that were just placed on the number from Mendoza this year that either accounted in touchdowns or big-time plays. It is a very good part of his game. In the NFL, we know how much teams love those back shoulder fades, especially on this side of the field when you have some athletic receivers. That is all I got for today's video, friends. I really appreciate every single one of you tuning in. If you like the content, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. We hit 1,000 subscribers not too long ago, so thank you so much to all of you who tune in, to those who support consistently. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about Mendoza. If you think he's worthy of the #1 pick, what you think some of the cons are to his game, or maybe some struggles that he might run into in the NFL, or even just the situation. We understand that when you go to the team that is picking #1, oftentimes it may not be the best of situations. I think he'll have some help around him if he does go to Vegas. But as for the future of the channel, friends, we're going to try and do a film review video on really all 32 first-round prospects. I know each mock draft is going to differ, especially more towards the bottom half. So I'm thinking at least 40 or 50, if not more videos, hopefully, ideally, of top draft prospects or first round, late first round, early second round prospects leading up to the NFL draft. Still a little bit of college mixed with a little bit of NFL. Best of both worlds. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video.